You knew they were gonna win this season finale tonight, man. Let's get into it. Post game live, CP from the Knicks Fan TV. Got my man Jay Ellis on the other side. You knew it, man. You knew they wasn't gonna make it. They wasn't gonna make the Knicks tank look easy tonight, man. You knew they were gonna play this one to the whistle. That they did, and Knicks come out with a W in Cleveland. I guess aided by LeBron as he didn't play that much in the game. But Jay Ellis, what you take away from tonight's game, man?
I took that our Knicks G League players are better than the Cavs G League players. That's
yeah. It was basically a G League reunion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I also found out that the Cavs starters are better than our starters. But then again, half our starters are out anyway because there was no Courtney Lee, there was no Enes Kanter, and of course KP was gone. But you know what? You gotta give credit is due. Excuse me if you're hearing fire trucks going on in the background. I do live in Brooklyn, and things go down.
You know that.
Exactly. But you know what? The Knicks end up getting the win, and you know what? The young guys, they ran a lot, and you got to see some nice things from the young guys to help you maybe decide who to keep and who to let go in the future. And one of those guys who performed well was Kornet. I'm sorry, not Hicks.
Yeah, Kornet did his thing tonight. Kornet did his thing tonight for sure.
Kornet definitely did his thing tonight. Both sides of the ball. I liked the way he was scoring the ball today. He stayed pretty aggressive. Defensively, I've said all season, or at least the parts that I saw of him, that I really love his defensive instincts. I questioned how mobile he is because he's not as fluid as KP, but he's still pretty mobile. And I feel like, I don't know if it's the competition today or if he's getting used to the NBA game today, but I felt like he was pretty good in the pick and roll coverage. There was a time where he switched on to Clarkson and got a nice little block. There was a time where he kind of ignored the man because he wasn't a shooter and kind of closed out on the guy who was driving. He's very smart defensively and very sharp, and I liked what I saw from him today, and I'm glad that he got Willie the hell out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the big man logjam definitely made Hernan Gomez expendable. But it is what it is. It's a business. Real quick shout out to the YouTube chat getting going. Carlito was good. TJ was good. And listen, man, Kornet, good game by Kornet, man. I like that pickup. Undrafted, free agent.
Word.
Undrafted Bill.
No. I think we picked him up at the on the second round pick.
Was that a second?
I believe. Wasn't he second round pick?
No, Dotson was a second round pick. Dotson and the kid out of, forget which country, the point guard out of
I forgot his name. He was like he was like the 39th. He was like the 59th pick or something crazy like that.
Facts. That kid was good. But Luke Kornet was a good pickup. Give credit to whether it was Phil or Steve Mills at the time, or I don't know, Perry probably wasn't there by the time they got the Summer League roster together. But give credit, they picked this kid up off the scrap heap. He looks like at the very least he could be a decent rotational player. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that he looks like he could be a decent rotational player going forward. He looks like he has the tools of a coachable kid. I feel like, at the very least, he could come in, get some threes off the bench, get the bench going, maybe become a bit better rim protector. You want to see some more rebounds. He finished with 3 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, that has to go up. Yeah. That 7 foot getting 3 rebounds, that's atrocious.
Yeah, he's got to get his rebounds up, but I think that'll come with him getting stronger. You know what I mean? Him getting another year under his belt. He's gonna be a free agent. So let's hope we could pick him up on the cheap. Bring him back on the cheap.
I hope so. I don't even know if that's a strength thing. I feel like that might be an instinct thing. Like he has the instincts to be a good defensive player, but I don't know if he has that the instincts to chase the ball for the rebounds, because I feel there's shorter guys who get more rebounds than him. Look at like Russell Westbrook is averaging 10, and he's 6 feet tall. But I think it's more has to do with instincts. So I don't know what to do to train for that, but he needs to do something.
Well,
but
go ahead.
I also liked Mr. Steal Your Minutes. Trey Burke did his thing today. Yep. Man. Yeah, Trey did his thing. He got assists today. He scored today. If I look at his stats really quickly, searching. Trey Burke, 17 points. Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull up the stat sheet right now.
Yeah, I'm getting the old stat sheets. But I believe he had around 9 assists, so he was attacking the basket. He was let's see. 1 second. Here we go. Trey Burke, 19 points. That's more like it. 9 assists and 5 rebounds. And your point guard can't have. Yeah, man. Your point guard can't have more rebounds than your big man. That's kind of. I mean, unless your name is Russell Westbrook, your point guard can have 5 rebounds. You got 3. But I'm splitting hairs here. But Trey Burke had a really nice game. I wish his shooting percentage was a little better. 43%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's come back down to earth a little bit. That mid-range jumper that was pretty much automatic when he first started is starting not to fall as much. But he's still able to run our offense pretty effectively and pick his spots. So.
Yeah, I thought Trey was good tonight. I thought Trey was good. He's getting more and more comfortable in the offense as the games went on. And you saw that out there tonight. He got guys involved. I think he was like plus 14 on the night. So I thought Trey was real good. I thought Trey played real good.
Yeah. And I also got to give a shout out to my guy. This guy, I'm telling you, man, I was on this guy when we first drafted him, and then I was tight when we drafted Timmy. Because Damian Dotson came in with 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Yep, that's
double, shooting guard position, giving you 10 rebounds.
Facts. He's active, man. I like that. I like that about Dotson. He's active. He's all over the place. He does a little bit of everything. And Dotson just getting started. I think Dotson's really just getting started, man.
Yeah, man. Like the more time that he gets, the more dangerous he's gonna be. I felt like when we first drafted Ntilikina with Dotson, in my mind, I felt like that 1 and 2 position we was gonna give opposing guards tandems fits for years to come, because both of them play pretty good defense. They shut off passing lanes. They play good pick and roll defense. Sometimes he has a tendency to overhelp a little bit, but the effort is always going to be 1,000,000%, and he's always going to grab rebounds. I feel like he's going to be one of those crazy shooting guards who's going to average close to 10 rebounds in the future, and that's not a lot of it, and I love that part of his game. So
yeah, I like Dotson, man. I'm a Dotson guy, man. I'm a Dotson fan. I hope that he I think him and Frank are gonna be the cornerstones of this team, especially from a defensive standpoint. That's gonna be your defensive closers going into the future, and I think Dotson was a good pickup. Again, you gotta thank the front office. You gotta thank Phil. Thank Steve Mills. This is what you want to see. You want to be able to see them going, get some guys off the scrap heap, guys that can compete. You know what I mean? Second round gems, second round undrafted free agents, things like that. And Dotson was another solid pick. And the kid works hard, man. You can see
he works hard, man. No plays off.
No plays off.
And I don't know his defensive rating on our squad, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty high up on the list on the defensive rating. Pretty sure. Because he's just relentless. I love that guy. Also, I remiss if I didn't talk about Frank Ntilikina, because, it's the Frank show. He's one of those guys who has one of the highest ceilings on our squad. Frank came in 37 minutes today. Thank you, Jeff, for playing him for the last month. I wish you did it a little bit sooner, but I guess I'll take it. 37 minutes, finished with 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. The 4 steals is a great number. I love to see. The 16 points is good as well. It seems like, you know what, he just had a career high 17 the other day. Now he has a 16, so he's figuring out. He's figuring out to me. He's like, all right, he's figuring out how not to be as so passive. And sometimes you just got to take your shots. Shot 43%, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. But, you know, overall, pretty good performance by him.
Yeah, I think the one thing you seen with Frank is he's comfortable. He's getting comfortable every game. You know, that last game gave him some confidence. Last game against Cleveland, and you saw him carry that over into this game. He's starting to shoot more, starting to get more aggressive more, starting to be a bit more sure of himself. And listen, it's a good sign, man. It's a good sign. It's been a hard year in terms of watching Donovan Mitchell beast like he has, and having a Rookie of the Year C-type season. And that put a lot of pressure on Frank, man. I thought that put a lot of pressure on him to perform. And, you know, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. I don't think he's necessarily going to have the you know, the absolute beastly offensive repertoire that Mitchell is showing right now, or even Dennis Smith Jr. to a certain extent. But I think he's still going to be effective offensively. I think he's going to turn into an effective piece, and the defense is there. Forget it. For defense, he's the best in his class.
I feel like he's probably going to top out. I don't know. He's probably going to top out around 15 to 17 a game, but he's going to give you probably going to give you like 8 assists.
Yeah.
And a good amount of rebounds for a point guard, like hover around 5, 6 rebounds or something like that, and maybe a steal and a half, 2 steals. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking in long term anyway. But for this game, you know what? It's obvious the Cavs took his jump shot a lot more seriously today. The game before that, he was able to kind of just take free throw shots without a lot of pressure. And today, George Hill kind of pressured him. And this season coming up in the offseason, he's going to have to work on getting that shut off a lot faster. Because if people start to pressure him, he's going to have to quicken that release a little bit. So he's going to have to work on that. But overall, I like what I saw from Frank. Most definitely.
Yeah, can't complain on that one. Definitely can't complain on that one. What did you think of Hicks's game tonight? Hicks finished with 15 points, plus 23. He had the highest plus minus on the team. 4 dimes, 3 boards. Well, what was your take on Hicks today? I don't think they bring him back. I don't think we really need to bring him back. I think he, you know, we got a lot of people at his position that need that playing time. But
yeah, man,
give credit to Hicks. He played well tonight.
Yeah, he did his thing tonight. Like you said, I feel like that position is a little crowded for what he is.
Just crowded, man.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I feel like the more time he got, the better he's gotten over time. He's able to pick his spots. He was missing a lot of layups when he first got here, and now he's hitting those layups even with people in his face. Mm-hmm. You knew it was gonna be a good night for him when he banked the 3-point shot off the glass. So you know what? It is what it is.
It looked like it was his first 3 of the year, man.
I think it was.
First 3 of the year. Jersey Shore says Hicks needs to stay. I don't know. I disagree, man. I think Hicks. I think I've seen enough of Hicks, man. I'm a Carolina guy too, man, but I've seen enough of Hicks. He can't play no damn defense. Justin Alba hit it on the head. He can't play no defense.
He can play. He gives the effort. He just really sometimes he gives the effort on the defense, and sometimes he just makes dumb mistakes. So that's for damn sure. He's very Jekyll and Hyde on defense. Sometimes he's really good, and sometimes he's really bad.
I just don't think he has that athleticism. Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like he's just real average. I don't feel.
No, that's what it is.
He's really, you know what I mean. I don't really see him turning into much. I could be wrong, but I don't see that in him.
No, that's exactly what it is. He's just pretty average. He's like average height. He's average athleticism.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Knowledge
have a
seeker.
jump shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, if he gets around the basket a little bit, he can be effective. But anything outside of that is just like, I don't know.
Facts.
Kind of like you just don't know what you're gonna get. So I mean, maybe he played himself into a contract for another team, but I'm not. Maybe they might see something in him because they brought him up. So
yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, maybe. I would say just let him go. Nathan No Step in the YouTube chat said Hicks is the most athletic guy. That's funny.
That's unathletic. That's perfect.
Knowledge Seeker saying, who else do we have? Beasley isn't re-signing. KO's gone. KP's injured until after All-Star break. I mean, Hicks is like, he's a 3, maybe a 4. I mean, you're hoping that they're going to draft a 3 in the draft, right? Whether that's Mikal Bridges, whether that's Porter or Miles Bridges. We'll see what happens.
Let's go.
You got Troy Williams. They just signed to a deal. You don't know what's going to happen with Lance. Lance might be there. And Beasley might get re-signed. You never know. So, I mean, you're looking at least 3, potentially 4 at that position. That's already over Hicks. Could you slide him at the 4?
No way.
I mean, not really. I mean, I guess you would slide Beasley at the 4 before you slide Hicks at the 4. But I don't see it. I think they can get better players for him.
It's like very situational, maybe. Like if it's a stretch 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he has the foot speed to maybe come out there a little faster than everybody else. Right. But that's on maybe. But I'm not still gonna play him big minutes at all. 80 minutes. Nah,
not at all, man.
Nah, I don't see it.
Yeah, man, that was it for the season, man.
The wrap. We beat the Cavs 2-2.
Beat the Cavs
2-2.
Let's
2-2 in the season.
Let's check this tankathon out. The final tankathon, and of course, on the night we could have finished tied for 7th. Well, with a Bulls win, we needed help. Is finished at 9th. The 9th worst record in the NBA at 29-53. The New York Knicks, folks.
Be fret, man. Don't fret, man. Don't fret. It's not all doom and gloom, man. There's a lot of nice players this season. We could probably still find out something nice. Last time you was mad that we got 4th and we ended with KP. So
That's true. I mean,
you never know. You never know, man.
Nah, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, listen, number 1, it's a lottery. Number 2, our position could change. And number 3, we could end up getting the player that we need at number 9, right? I mean, we need as much help as we can get. So,
most definitely.
I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen.
And there's a lot of players. I just read some lists. There's like a list of players who are historically are available at 9th. And you look at that list, it's pretty long. I mean, there's some good players. Amari was 9th. Iguodala was 9th. Nowinski was 9th. McGrady was 9th. DeMar DeRozan, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker. There's a lot of good players in this league who landed 9th and came out and did something. So it's not all doom and gloom. No, it's not all doom and gloom. I know sometimes what we want is not what we need all the time. I didn't want KP.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? I mean,
man. It's a crapshoot, man.
It's a crapshoot. We might end up with Miles. I know everybody wants Kyle. But you know what? Maybe we end up with Miles. I mean, he's not as good defensively, but he does have the tools. You put him with the right coach.
I think
offensively, his athleticism. Offensively, he's definitely better. Offensively, he's definitely better. He can take advantage of little people on the block and kind of isolate them a little bit, and he can still shoot the 3, and he can shoot the mid-range, and he's explosive.
Facts. So, Knowledge Seeker in the YouTube chat says, doesn't matter where you pick as long as your scouting is good. Donovan Mitchell went after us last year. Yeah, I mean, Donovan Mitchell slipped to 14? I think he slipped to 14 last year. So, you know, a lot of people made a mistake on him, man. He's going to be a superstar. Make no mistake about it. He's going to be a superstar, man.
Oh, that's a lot.
I mean, regardless, we got to get it right. That's just the bottom line. We got to get it right this year and next year lottery. Because make no mistake, we're going to finish with the same record, if not worse, next year.
But next year, though, it's not going to be that same system as this year. This year is the last year where the top 3 or 4 will be able to pick the highest.
I believe next year, I think the bottom 3 will have the same odds to get the number 1 pick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we finish 9-10 again, we good. We all right. We ain't gotta be like, oh my god, we won the last game. What the hell? This is the last year we're gonna be
Yeah, it's the
able to
last
say that.
year. It's the last year for the tank, but I think we're gonna finish even worse next year. To be completely honest with you, you know what I mean?
Ah,
I mean, if you're talking KP not until January,
that's true.
we're gonna be ass, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
you're right about
yeah,
that. That record without KP. What did we win? 5 games
we won 5 games without him.
without him.
Yeah, we won what,
Yeah,
like 5-25 or something like that.
yeah, that was rough.
That was rough, man. So you figure that's gonna be the case. But you know the thing is with the draft to me this year is that I still think we go best player available, man. Even if the 3 is there, like I don't feel like there's any who's the bona fide scorer in the top 10 prospects of the draft right now.
The bona
Like
fide
a bona
score.
fide score, like a bona fide score, like you already know. You look at this guy, like he's gonna average at least 20 something points a game in the league right away.
Sheesh, man, I don't know.
I just
If
don't
the
see it. Like even when I look at
yeah,
Mikal Bridges, like I see a guy that can
Dallas is a
help us
role
at the
player.
3. I can, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I look at him as a role player. I don't look at him as an impact player.
I
Like
feel
who's
you.
the impact players
That's
that
kind of
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
that's kind of why I'm kind of looking at Miles like I might not be so mad because I feel like he might be the sneaky Donovan pick.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah.
everybody's looking at McCall.
Facts,
Like that's my feeling. But
facts.
I know everybody wants McCall, but I mean, maybe yeah.
You already know what Carlito said. You already know what
That's
Carlito
why I
said.
started laughing when I read Trey Young.
You already know. We gonna get Carlito in here. You already know what Carlito's saying. And yeah, people in the chat saying Sexton. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in
What?
March
No,
Madness.
Sexton can score, yo. Sexton can make his own shot.
But
Sexton
is he a bona fide scorer? Like a bona fide scorer? This draft
He's not.
is kind of
He's not a
interesting.
scorer, but he can score and he can run the team. Like
Yeah.
I have the feeling that he can come into a team and start to kind of. He has that. He feels like a veteran to me.
Facts.
He feels a little veteranish to me. So I can see him at least coming in and scoring 10 and 12.
Yeah. It just feel like to me, this is very big man heavy at the top. Yeah, you know, outside of like Luka Doncic, maybe Trey Young, it's very.
I feel like Michael Porter Jr. Before the injury, he had that kind of maybe he might be a scorer type of deal feel.
Facts. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, listen, we need help. Anybody that come here is gonna help this team make this team better. But I don't really see any impact players. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe they said that about Donovan Mitchell.
It's funny because when I saw tapes on Donovan Mitchell, I was like, I saw his ISO game was nice, but I was like, man, is he gonna be able to repeat that in the NBA? And he definitely did. Cause I was watching tape on that guy. His step back was crazy.
His step back was crazy in Louisville.
In college, and I was like, wow. I was like, dang, he had the balls to pull that shot off for real.
Facts.
But he translated it. He definitely translated that shot.
He did.
So, but yeah, I don't know. You might be right. We'll see.
Facts.
I mean, there's some big impact players. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Bagley. I mean, Bagley got some things he could probably do. He has a nice little spin hook type of deal.
Yeah, Bagley could play. Bagley could play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, run like a gazelle.
Bagley could definitely play. Back to the sim lottery. This is Mikal Bridges, number 9. According to the Tankathon, this is a Tankathon prediction. Look at all these guys right here. Let me take a look at this. It's just like a little bullshit mock draft. Look at this. Aton, center. All right, Luka Doncic is the 2. Carlito checking in. Carlito, give me a second. Luka Doncic at the 2, right?
Right.
Jaren Jackson Jr., power forward. Bagley, power forward. Porter's a 3. Mo Bamba, center. Trey Young. Wendell Carter, power forward, center. They put McCall at a 2-3. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But you really, I mean, Zaire Smith, what kind of swingman is it? I don't really see, this is very big man heavy at the top.
Yeah, it's top heavy for real, for real. I
Yeah,
mean,
very big man heavy. I mean, listen, any of these guys can help this team. Don't get me wrong, but are there bona fide scores in this list or in this range? I don't know. Let's see what happens, man. Yo,
yo, Carlito said that's not him.
yo, who this?
Yo,
Yo, who this?
it's Sebastian from Brooklyn.
Yo, Seth from Brooklyn. What's good, my dude?
What's going on, man?
Yo, look what happened to Philadelphia, man. They won 52 games, man.
Yo, Philly won 15 straight. 15 straight, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they had what do they call it? Trust the process. Where's our process? How many of our draft picks in the past 5 years are still on our team right now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I mean,
good point, man.
Generally, we trade them after 3 years.
That's
Generally.
true.
And then the only one came back to us like a boomerang in Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
But I mean, we traded what?
Exactly.
He traded Shump,
So
Fry,
I'm not
Nate,
saying that
everybody.
Philadelphia has the formula. Obviously they got lucky with Embiid and Ben Simmons. They look like generational players, but we don't seem to have any plan that would go along with that. Like Philly fans suffered for a while. Like we've been suffering, but we don't seem to have a plan that would seem to build up a team. Like they got two players that they're probably going to be the best players of the league if they aren't even considered up there now based on how they're playing. Like what are we doing?
I mean, I don't completely agree with that because I feel like over the last 2 years, the plan has been not to trade away our picks. That's been the plan. Even when you heard all the off-season rumors, who was the point guard that was available that went to the Bucks? I forgot his name. Eric Bledsoe was available.
Yeah.
And they were saying, the Knicks would have to give a pick up. And I think I even read in the paper that we wasn't even going to give any picks up for Eric Bledsoe. We're going to kind of stay pat and see what we have. And some people wanted Frank to be traded back at that time. And they were like, nah, we keeping Frank. So I feel like we are trying to build assets. Even, we traded Willie. Even though we traded Willie, we got 2 second-round picks for him. We're trying to build assets, man, and keep all our picks. That's the plan right now. That's our process right now.
I think the thing, too, in fairness to Philly, I mean, how many teams 3 years out of 4 end up with the number 1 pick?
Yeah, man.
I mean, that was crazy. They got the number 1 pick. They got Embiid. He missed damn near 2 years. Came back killing.
Yeah.
That in itself is against all odds. Then they get the number 1 pick again. Pick Ben Simmons. He misses a 4 year. You know what I mean? Come back killing. Might be co-rookie of the year. I mean, then they get the number 1 pick again because he's out. And Embiid missed a lot of time. And they get Fultz.
They get Fultz. We don't know what he's gonna do. Because he looks decent, but I guess I'm just frustrated because I'm not seeing this the same. I mean, granted, there is a difference between the number 1 pick and kind of that mid round pick, like the 8th, 9th pick. But like I don't see any generational players. I mean, I like Ntilikina. Obviously Porzingis. Hardaway coming back, but that doesn't sound like, to me, getting up to the winning 50 some odd games after we won 29 this year.
Nah, it's gonna be a rough finish next year too. Please believe it. And listen, man, I always say the draft is a crapshoot. You gotta get lucky. With that whole scenario of Philly we just spelled out, a lot of that shit was luck.
Yeah, a lot of that was luck. And
we got Moutier now too. I guess we'll see. We were supposed to pick him from when he was coming out, but I guess
I'm
we got him now.
so glad we didn't pick him.
We'll see. Thank you guys for the time, man. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. And as we go to the summertime again, no June, May basketball. Well, good. I guess we'll just do the same thing. See you next year.
Facts. Yo, appreciate the call, my dude.
I mean, what am I supposed to say, man?
Yo, I mean, that's it, man. Yo, make sure you subscribe to the channels too, man. Appreciate the support, bro.
Yeah, I did, man. I subscribed to the channel. Why do you think I'm on here? I got you. I got you, man. Good job, yo. All season long, it's been good. I love the end of the games with all the highlights, all the catch up. It's been nice.
Nice, man. Yo, appreciate it, man. Bless up.
Word, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, yo, he makes a good point, but it's just like, yo,
it's gonna. You know what else about Philly too? It's like a lot of rookies take some time.
take time. It takes
A lot of rookies
process,
take time, like a couple of years, 3, 4 years to kind of develop. Some even take like 6 or 7 to be really know who they are. Like we had Trevor Ariza for a minute. We let him go. He starts to blossom somewhere over the Lakers. Now he's like
Took him a while.
Yeah,
and he still just became a role player. He didn't become a star, but you saw the value on a good team. You know, he's a good defensive 3 and D player. You know what I'm saying? Athletic. And we just didn't raise him right. We didn't have enough patience. You know, Larry Brown came in, went crazy, went senile on us, and that's what happened. See you later, Trevor. You know.
Yeah, even Channing Frye became like something completely different years later in Phoenix and started to hit his stride. So it's like not only did Philly like get all these number 1 picks, but all those guys developed really quickly, and that's not the usual. That's an anomaly.
That's an anomaly, man. Yo, listen, man. NBA is the hardest sport to win a championship. I say it all the time. I mean, the Knicks don't make it easy on themselves. Don't get me wrong. The management has been terrible. Mismanaging assets, and them things can set you back, and that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Even if we stay the course and draft and play, there's no guarantees. There still has to be a proper complementary team mixed with good talent through the draft, good veterans. You gotta get lucky in free agency too. Yeah, and a good coach. It takes a lot, man. It takes a lot. You know, you just hope we just want to compete, get back into the playoffs, start competing, man. You know,
I feel you.
Baby steps.
I feel you. I mean, like we're New York, man. So I kind of feel like if we show any pulse, if we show any type of heart that we're alive and we can like sniff the playoffs, free agency gonna come. That's the crazy part. It's like all we gotta do is kind of be a little mediocre. And I feel like we'll be able to get some discounts on these free agents, but if we're not good, then we're gonna end up overpaying for a lot of these guys.
You gotta overpay for everybody, man. You gotta overpay for everybody.
And if that's the case, then screw that. We might as well just keep drafting.
Forget about it, man. Forget about it. So back to the season wrap up, man. These dudes finished 29-53. I mean, from my perspective, I expected around 30-something wins. You know, it was a tough season. You know what I'm saying? We traded Melo, and you already knew once we was gonna do that. Even when we had him, we wasn't a good team. So losing him, we was gonna be worse off, obviously.
And most definitely.
You know, but Hornacek came in. We gave him a second year with his system. See what happens. It was KP's first year as the man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? We drafted Frank. We drafted that point guard that we tried to fill a need. What other highlights? The hot home start. You know, we had a heavy home schedule. Came out blazing. Played well. Beat a couple quality teams. Beat the Pacers. Beat the Raptors.
Beat the Cavs.
Beat the Celtics. You know, we had a couple of good home wins, good quality home wins, and you know, Trey Burke comes up. The Trey Burke story was one of the highlights of the season, I thought.
Trey Sanity.
You know, beat the walking bucket had a couple good games. He had the strapped in game against the Celtics. He
Melo.
He out Melo in the Thunder game, and we beat them. That was a good win.
Yeah, that was a feel good. We was like, we got the younger version of Melo on our squad. Now we don't even need you anymore. Facts.
That was the feel good, man. And you know, those to me were the highlights. I didn't really expect much in terms of pushing for the playoffs. Maybe if KP stayed healthy. I mean, what do you think? If KP stayed healthy, how do you think that would have changed the win total?
The win total would have been different for sure. I think we might have been more of what we predicted, probably more around 35 wins, I'm thinking. 35, 36 wins. Around there. But yeah, still, I don't think we still would have made the playoffs, though. That West Coast trip killed us. KP went down to earth. I felt like, you know what? We was going to lose this year. We was going to come back KP was gonna have that 1 year under his belt of just knowing how to be the man, knowing when to ISO, when to not, getting those blocks, being the leader, get that feel of being a man. And I felt like next year, even if we didn't add a significant piece, I felt like KP might take that next step in the offseason. But obviously it didn't work out like that. And it's going to be a reset happening right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, 35 wins is kind of where I feel like KP would have ended up.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt even with a healthy KP, even with a healthy Timmy, I still didn't think the team was good enough to sustain over an 82-game schedule, going through the tough West Coast swings, going through the ups and downs. It's a long season, man. It's a long season, and my number one question marks going into this year was KP's durability. Check the box. You know what I mean? We went out with 2 knee injuries and an ankle, I think.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too because he took a lot of steps.
He took a lot of steps. Yeah, he took a lot of steps. He took a lot of pressure too. I remember them stretches when we was in them losing stretches and people was kind of dogging him and killing him. And you know, he took his lumps, man. He took his lumps. Being that number one guy in New York, it comes with the territory, man. So that it was unfortunate that we lost him. Next year is gonna be even longer, being that, you know, he may not come back until the new year, until 2019. So we're just gonna have to see what we can run with, what kind of lineups we can run with until he comes back.
So what do you feel like we missing so far in this team right now? What's the we feel like is the biggest need?
The biggest need to me, obviously defense is number one, right? Defense is number one. We could use another defender at the 3. That's obviously a need, but we also need more consistent scoring. We need more consistent scoring, and it's just funny because it's really at the wings. It's at the 2 and at the 3, and at the 2 you have a guy like a Timmy who one night can give you exactly what you need from that scoring standpoint. You know what I mean? And then the next night is non-existent. The defense just ain't there. It's just too much inconsistency at the 2 and the 3 for us right now, and that's killing us. I think that's killing us.
Yeah, that's definitely it. When you look at the box score, to me, a lot of the years when you looked at the scoring, it was like Cantor and KP were kind of like slated for, you know, a decent game. And then when you looked at the wings, you didn't know exactly what you was going to get from that 2-3 slot. So I completely agree with you. It was like sometimes yes, sometimes no. Courtney Lee stepped up in a few spots.
Earlier this year. I thought Courtney Lee stepped up earlier, but he kind of faded.
He faded a little bit, so we definitely need more consistent.
Yeah, and Beasley, I knew it would be. You know this with Beasley, man. You know it with Beasley. He's the same. He's Tim Hardaway Jr. as the 3 or the 4. You know what I'm saying? He's offensively gifted, but he's just highly inconsistent, man. Beasley's career, his whole story has been spelt out. This is why he hasn't been able to find a long-term home in the league.
It's crazy. It's crazy you say that because I feel like it's weird because he's a really good scorer, and I feel like he's inconsistent on the defensive end when it comes to the help defense. But I feel like the right coach could kind of wrangle him pretty easily. I'm not sure if Jeff Hornacek is the guy to kind of do that. I really feel like we really need a defensive-minded coach in here. Even if Jeff Hornacek stays, at least like a Woodson, bare minimum. You know, we hearing that Doc Rivers might be let go. So maybe Woodson will either be promoted or let go as well. And maybe we bring Woodson back if Jeff stays. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. So I feel like the right defensive guy can kind of motivate Beasley to stay more consistent on the end, because you've seen some spurts where he's like, he's playing really good help defense here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would see the same thing with Tim Hardaway Jr.
That's
too.
Beasley, man. It's just like the same way when we've been trying to coach Carmelo all these times. He is who he is. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where he is who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I mean, I feel you. It's weird because I still feel like Beasley has like another notch. I have a weird feeling that Beasley has another notch he can go if he stays with like a team for a longer period of time.
Why you think he didn't get no trade offers for him? Why do you think they didn't get no trade offers for him? I don't think they got anything for Beasley at the trade deadline. You want to tell me none of these teams in the playoffs right now could have used a Michael Beasley?
I'm pretty sure teams were offering a second round pick and Knicks were like, nah. I feel like that was like
that was it.
I feel like him, Kylo Quinn, and other players who was in that tier, were they missing something but they had something? I feel like all those players got like a kind of like a second round pick offer, if any. And Jerry Jack as well.
Same way. Yeah, but that's my point. I say that to say I think we overvalue him.
You think you overvalue him?
I think we overvalue Beasley, if you ask me. I don't think, and next year I don't see why we even need him. You know what I'm saying? We're not making the playoffs next year. There's no reason to sign him. What's the point?
I don't know if the Knicks fans feel the same way you do. I don't know if the Knicks organization feels the same way you do at the same time. I kind of feel like they like
Leave a comment. Do you bring back Beasley, re-sign Beasley or not? Let's see what the people think, man. I just think, me personally, we're tanking next year anyway. If not by choice, by just the sheer fact that the team is not going to have enough firepower to even compete. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of bringing him in when you could try to find some more diamonds in the rough, whether it's in the second round or whether it's some undrafted free agents, pick up some guys off the G League that might be diamonds in the rough, that might have more longevity on this team than a guy like a Beasley. I just don't see why would you bring him back?
I don't know, because he's a veteran, because he's a scorer. I don't know. I kind of feel like you don't want to just drop down everybody. I feel like he have a role in this team. He's kind of like a young old guy. It's weird because he hasn't played that much, so I feel like he still has something. I feel like he still has something left, to be honest with you.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's expendable, man. That's just me. I feel like he's expendable. The lines is open. If anybody want to call in, talk Knicks, season rundown, whatever y'all want to talk about, draft, coach, whatever y'all want to talk about, man. The lines is definitely open. So, call up, man. I know Carlito got a lot to say, man. So, whoever want to call in, call in. What about Courtney Lee? What you think about Courtney Lee? Jay Ellis.
Courtney Lee?
Yeah.
Man, I love Courtney Lee, man. That's like one of my...
Go ahead, finish your point. It's Carlito here. Go ahead, finish your point.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Courtney Lee, man. Courtney Lee's one of my favorite Knicks, one of my favorite Phil signings. It's just that there's so many people. When I say some people, I'm talking about Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Courtney Lee being here and the Hardaway being here at the same time is kind of smothering Dotson's minutes. And I feel like Dotson might be the future for sure. He's going to be a shooting guard that can rebound and kind of almost give you a double-double from rebounding and point standpoint and defend. So I feel like he might be a Courtney Lee 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So I love Courtney Lee, but I feel like we're going to have to get rid of him eventually just to make room for minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if it's not next year. Next year, if any, might be his last year. If he is here, that would even make sense. But
I agree.
That's still kind of like even if you do that, you're still kind of smothering Dotson because Dotson needs minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Lee's been the best free agent we got in 2 years. Yo, Carlito, turn your volume down. I think Lee been the best free agent we had in the last 2 years. I don't think he has a future here, just like the Beasley situation. Like, I don't think he has a future here. There's no need for him to be taking up a roster spot. So might as well see if you could trade him. I think his trade value has gone down. And
that's crazy, too.
Yeah, I think his trade value is going down. Maybe you try to get a high second-round pick. Maybe you try to get another, veteran of his caliber, of his salary type. See if you could just switch it up, bring some fresh energy in here. And that's it. You appreciate his time. I think he's been great for us.
Yeah, man.
It was a good gamble when we was trying to build that so-called super team with Melo D-Rose and them. I love the Courtney Lee pickup. And even when the season went to shit last year, he was still a consistent piece.
Yeah, man, he's like Mr. Consistent. He's like the best role player ever, bro.
Facts.
Like for real,
that's
for real.
Fact. I agree with that, man. But yeah, I think it's time to go, man. All right, Carlito, man, go ahead, man.
Yo.
What is up?
Yo, what's up? Yo, man, I'm pissed off, man.
Oh man, what happened, man? What's good, Carlito, bro?
Tell us
I
why
don't
you
know
mad.
Listen, I get it. No tanking, but yo, we didn't listen. We already played the last home season game, you know. So I just felt like, you know, when you look at it like that, and I know the Knicks are not retarded. Like I know the Knicks is looking at,
right,
you know, the spots they have available. You know what I'm saying? Like what they're gonna get in the draft. And I'm saying to myself, like, yo, if I'm Perry, listen, we already played all our home games, right?
Mm-hmm.
This the last game. We're away. Why are we trying to win this game? Let's get the best possible we can get for the draft.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Carlito? Like that's something he can't really control, man. Like the team they had on there were G Leaguers.
Yeah.
They had Hicks.
I know, but
that's more
and I saw that
not
too.
Playing
And listen,
their guys.
Listen, he could have told Hornacek, listen, when they bring their G League players, we bring our G League players.
We did.
That's my whole point. Our G League players are just better than theirs. Their starters are better than our starters, and our G League players are better than their G League players.
And you know, they might have did some day room shit because, you know, they probably figure, listen, the Cavs know that the Nets, right? They know the Nets have they pick. So they probably said to themselves, yeah, we want the Knicks to win anyways because we want to get the best pick. See, everybody's doing the right, like, yo, the Knicks always want to do the right thing at the wrong time. I don't get that.
that's the Maurice Endow.
This is every time. They do the right thing at the wrong time, the wrong thing at the right time. Like, yo, you can never explain that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Cavs pretty much just rested their players because they do have a playoff to go to, and it would suck to be injured right before the playoffs. That's why teams typically don't play their team.
Played like George Hill. They could have played George Hill. They could have played
Why? He's old. Why are they gonna play him and risk him getting injured? I would play my third string guy too. We hit the playoffs.
Green, who was a pivotal point of that team. They played Tristan Thompson, who's supposed to be like that the backup who's supposed to fill in the gap. I mean,
I figured they would play most of the team. Their defense is trash. They need
but
as much practice as they can get.
What the hell they doing? The Knicks are just always a step below. They're always a step behind everybody else in the damn league. You know what I'm saying?
But like, here's the thing. Like, no, okay, that's not even true either. Look, LeBron James, 10 minutes. Jeff Green, 10 minutes.
You know why LeBron played?
Gerald Hill, 8 minutes. Jariel Smith, 6 minutes. I know why.
Played because he wanted to get his 10 points. He wanted to keep that streak, and he wanted to play 82 games. That was the only reason why.
We know this.
LeBron would tell the coach if he wanted to play or not. He's a damn coach.
We know this.
LeBron, he's resting. He's resting. But I was surprised. I thought they was gonna play the whole game. I thought they was trying to build some momentum into the playoffs.
Like, yo, what is
it was more the Cavs. We played our young guys. Hicks played considerable minutes. Kornet played considerable minutes. Frank played. Dotson played. I mean, Timmy didn't play. Cannon didn't play. Beasley barely played.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. They played hard. They won.
Damn, man, that's nothing you can do about it. If you put it in your fourth and fifth string and they beat theirs, you just it is what it is. There's nothing you can do. You can't tell competitors to miss shots. That's not happening.
That's true. What is the what's some questions you guys have to ask or wonder about, like any opinions or anything?
Well, I mean, what do you think about so much. What's your biggest off-season need right now? What do you think is your biggest
right now, question? I cannot wait till tomorrow is over because get your popcorn ready. I want to know what the hell is going to happen with Jeff Hornacek.
That's $1 million question. Well, that's going to be the $1 million question. So, I mean, are you completely on the Mark Jackson bandwagon?
What the hell is going to happen with Hornacek? Hornacek talking about something. Yeah, I'm going to meet with the front office about the future. Like, knowing damn well nobody wants his ass here right
now. That's not true. Tim Hardaway likes him.
Yo, I mean, listen, the players
yeah,
went to bat
he like him because he don't got to play no damn defense.
Facts. Facts.
Corey, he likes him too.
Him in this. They listen. I'll trade their asses. You know, all three of them in the package deal for
Lord.
what's his name? Doc. We trade Doc. We trade for Doc, the big man they got over there, and somebody else. Lou Williams.
Oh man,
I'll make that trade.
Lou Williams.
You making that
I'm
trade?
a big Lou Williams fan, man. I'm a big Lou Williams fan.
Oh, you like Lou Williams?
Big time. Lou Williams is that dude, man.
He's a bad shot maker.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, man. Pretty much perfected it. He's a beast.
That's Lou for you, man.
But yeah, like, you know, I really want to know what's gonna happen with the coaching. Like, you know, even if we don't get, listen, I'm just gonna be happy if we get rid of Jeff. Like, I don't care about who we get. I just know it's not gonna be, you know, any regular person that, you know, Knicks fans wouldn't be happy about.
I'm telling you, man, no matter who we get, Knicks fans are gonna be upset. 2 years later,
so
guaranteed.
You say if we get Mark Jackson, the Knicks fans gonna be upset?
Yep.
I won't be upset. No,
they won't be upset now.
I'll be happy.
A year and a half, 2 years from now, they're gonna be upset.
I'll be happy with Mark, but I'll be nervous. Because I just feel like nobody is gonna work out here. I don't want him to. They gonna burn his legacy out, man.
They do it to everybody.
They do it to everybody. Even Phil got it, man. Even
Larry Brown got it.
Larry Brown got it.
D'Antoni's coach of the year now.
I read a tweet. They said that a guy that has to come in here has to be like someone that's like brand new, like to the job, you know, like someone that's not even looked at, you know, there's some new coach, like they're saying like someone like from Villanova.
Mr. Stay Your Girl, Derek Fisher, bring him back.
Hell no. I already knew he was going to be a horrible coach. I remember when they picked his ass, I'm like, Derek Fisher? The fuck?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
What kind of, like, yo, I already knew. I'm like, yo, what are they doing?
Yo, it's funny. He was a horrible X and O's coach. He was good at motivating, though. He was like...
Yeah, he was a good players guy, but he was damn players.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't be against bringing in a guy fresh off the street, but you gotta understand, man. They gotta know how to handle themselves.
Like,
you gotta know how to handle themselves.
I think that's the guy who needs
this is not for everybody. Job. Yeah, but this is not for everybody. This is the thing. This is not a job for everybody.
But see, you're right. That's the perfect reason why we should bring someone like that, because the job isn't for anybody. So all the people that we're looking at, those might just not be the right guys for us. We might need a new guy, because those new guys are the guys who always sort of, you know, change the culture around.
Yeah, but you still got to have something. Like, I mean, Brad Stevens not a stiff. You know, make no mistake. Brad Stevens was a good coach. You know what I'm saying? And he had the right. It wasn't just him. He had the right structure to succeed in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts from the top, man. It all starts from the top.
That's true.
It all starts from the top.
You know what really got me mad about, you know, it's funny we're talking about coaches. It's so funny. Carmelo Anthony wanted Tom Thibodeau to be the coach so bad. And Thibodeau actually, you know, he's very big on defense. And I was like, yo, I felt like if we would have had Thibodeau during the time we had Melo, I felt like that would have been something really good there, because if your star player that's not known for playing defense wanted someone to, get a coach that's basically,
defensive-minded coach,
that's sort of telling you something. Maybe, like, you know, Melo needed someone to motivate him to play defense.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we could have had Thibodeau, but like anything else, he probably saw the situation, was like, hell no, I'm not playing on these.
Would have been perfect for him and Frank.
There's no way. Thibodeau senior,
that would have been
like,
really good. That would have been perfect for him. Frank, Frank's defense would have gotten better in that type of situation.
Thibodeau,
man.
That's the thing about the team. I say, like, you know, not everyone on the team, you know, we know we have, like, you know, offensively, but if you get that coach that could actually, you know, teach you how to play team defense, like a Mark Jackson, like a Woodson, or a Fizdale, someone like that.
I'm Team Fizdale right now. That's what I'm right now.
Yeah. I would rock with
Fizdale. Not right now.
I would rock with Fizdale right now. I would also Mark Jackson, Mike Woodson ticket would be all right though too. You know what I'm saying? Mark Jackson,
I think a young guy would be nice to this team, you know, because this is still when you take out the little vets that we had, this will be a very young team, you know.
It's gonna be a very young team.
Like I'm not for taking out every vet though. I still feel like vets are valuable.
So you keep Lance.
Yeah, it's always good to keep a vet. Like yo, if I'm keeping a vet around, I'm keeping Courtney Lee. That's what I'm keeping around. You know, the Knicks were smart enough. They wouldn't get Hardaway, right? And then you have Dotson, and you have Courtney Lee. So Courtney Lee, he'll be starting, and then after like the mid-year, Courtney Lee will be mentoring Dotson, taking over that spot. You know, Courtney Lee will be coming like the sixth man. That's the way I was looking at it.
Well, you know what? That's a fair way to look at Courtney Lee's situation. That's a fair way to look at it.
I would feel that way too if Tim Hardaway didn't have a no trade clause. That might be a way to kind of look at it. I mean, not the no trade clause, is the trade kicker, that $8 million trade kicker he has. Then that would be like more plausible. But unfortunately, we know we're locked into Timmy because of that, so that's not happening. I feel you though.
That's his replacement right there. Dodson is literally the replacement right there. Everything that you were saying, KnicksFanTV, that Hardaway doesn't bring, Dodson brings, all of those things. And you just wait a couple of years, you know, Dodson will be the player that we want. And he's not the type of player like man. I like about Dodson. He doesn't force, like, his game is not forced.
Yeah, it's not.
He reads the game. Hardaway forces his game. Hardaway sees two defenders. I'm still gonna shoot the three.
Yeah, I don't like that shit at all.
Defenders on me. Let me wait to get a better opportunity.
Nah, I feel you. And he's definitely on the Dotson. He's gotten better too at getting to the basket and kind of kicking it and finding out open shooters. Yeah. And you know, also he'll mix it up and go for that layup and get the easy two too. So I really like the way Dotson reads the game, man.
You could tell the G League really helps him out. You know, that's why I know, like, you know, at first I wasn't like really high on sending Frank to the G League, but I was saying like only this season, not saying next season, but they should have sent him down there to get his confidence up.
I thought so.
You could see it in
me too, yeah.
After first started playing, yo, he looked scared to take a jump shot.
Like, yeah, he did, man.
When he got hurt, he was really scared. I think that was when Hardaway got hurt. When Hardaway got hurt, Dotson, like, he come in he start, right? For the first 2 minutes, this dude was scared to even, like, dribble the ball.
You know? A lot of that was Jeff Hornacek too, man.
True, but then when he went down to the G League, playing a little bit more, you saw when he came back, he was right back at it. And he probably said to himself, like, when the pressure's on, a player's always gonna play better. Like, you know, Kornet, he's playing okay, you know, maybe because the pressure's on, maybe because Kornet knows that this opportunity isn't always going to be here, you know. So when you have the pressure on you, you always play a little bit more better. The same thing that happened when we had what's the guy we have on our team right now, Lance Thomas. Yo, when we signed him for those 10-day contracts, Lance Thomas was playing like that was the last. You know,
yeah, that's how he got the deal. That's how he stayed
of the season.
Pretty much, man.
That's how he stayed, man.
But back to like the Dotson thing, like I feel like a lot of that was on the coach as well, because if you look back into Dotson's G League stint, he was dropping threes like nothing through the whole G League season. He gets scared, and the reason. Yeah, but I feel like the coach kept yanking him if he made any small mistake. If he made a mistake, he was yanking him. He was yanking him.
You know, only if he didn't act like that with the regular players like Beasley or Hardaway, you know, it probably would be a different story right now, because at the beginning he was doing that and they sort of got comfortable with Hornacek, so he got sort of pussy and he wasn't saying nothing. Hornacek, I'm not saying he's a pussy. He really is.
Oh man.
Listen. I see him get mad at certain guys, and he won't even dare. Like, if he's saying something, he won't even dare look you in your face. Because the guy is a pussy. He's the type of guy. Oh, I'm gonna talk to this player like how I want to, and I'm gonna talk to that player.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He pushed Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah is 6'11".
He lucky to get folded up. That was
exactly.
But
Joakim
how do you know
wild
that's
player.
actually real? Because if that was actually real, we might be hearing another story. You know, that's what it said.
Nah, I think Noah would have.
He probably put his hands on him.
I don't know. Noah would have said something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's what you get. What I'm saying? Like, yo, I always looked at that story. I said, okay, so if that really happened, so then how come Hornacek didn't get fired? You can't put your hands on the player.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering the same thing, yo. I had that same conversation at our actual podcast. Why hasn't Hornacek been reprimanded if he put his hands on a player? Because I feel like it was the reverse.
If it
was like like J.R. Smith.
That's true.
They would be suspended or their pay would be docked or something. So I was just like, what's going on right there? You can't just put your hands on a player and nothing happens to you.
Thanks.
You know, the New York media, they tell everything that happens. Like, yo, there's no getting around nothing. Your business will be out there. The whole world is watching you.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Especially in New York.
Yeah,
you ain't letting nothing pass.
Not getting past that. It's the same thing with Latrell. Like, it's funny because when Latrell first did what he did, remember it was quiet, and then after a while it buzzed out and
Word. What? Can you imagine Latrell did that right now in the internet era? Lord. That's the memes? The meme game that would have happened?
I wanna,
yo.
Listen, I want to take a picture with him so bad so I could make a funny caption about him about some choking thing.
Oh man, this is why I hope I know another celebrity.
So bad to make some choking caption.
Yeah, sure. You'll have your
Because
chance.
it will be
I'm sure he's gonna be at the draft. He'll be at the draft. Spreebo been back at the Garden, man. That's one thing about Dolan.
Yeah, it's glad to see him back.
Glad to see him back,
I feel like
for real.
Think like New York is home for him. I'm still mad that they traded him. You know?
Yeah, he ran his course though. You understood it. He ran his course.
Or they need to bring O back though. I ain't forget about that.
Facts. Kimbo Middle Fingers, what's good? Kimbo
bring O back
in the YouTube chat. What up?
Fix that.
Yeah, man. But yo, Carlito, appreciate you, man. Yo, we coming back.
Word, man.
May 15th.
Yo, I have one question though. Question. I'm gonna get off, but I have one question.
Yep.
I really don't know how these lottery balls work, but how do they really work? Like, I just know, like, that's, you know what I'm saying? I know you're saying that it can move, but how does that work? How does the lottery balls work?
I think it's weighted. Each team has a certain amount.
Yeah, basically.
Finish.
Yeah, like KnicksFanTV said, each team has a certain amount of lottery balls, and there's kind of like a little draft thing that happens. Obviously, the more you lose, the more lottery balls you have, and the higher percentage you have to get a top 3 pick.
Right.
So right now, I don't know off the top of my head what a percentage chance is, but I think it's something like
to get top 3. To get top 3, it's probably like 3%.
Oh, you know what? Check Tankathon real quick. I think they actually have the percentage on Tankathon.
Oh, but, yeah, they do.
Yo, after I get off this, I'm about to watch the video. How does that work? Because I want to know, like, if we really have a chance to, like, move down just a little bit.
According to Tankathon, we
can
move down. We have a 6% chance of getting top 3, and we have a 1% chance of getting the number 1 pick.
Right. We can end up moving down to, like, number 10, I think, the most.
Yeah. We got to see. It'll probably shake out by tomorrow. We'll find out what's the least. What's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? But right now we got a 6% chance
it's like,
of top 3.
What has it been? It's been like, 10 years since something like that happened where, the odds of you not getting that pick, like, you don't get the pick. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody upset if someone's like in the 7-8 range and them getting like a top 3 pick or something. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what happened with the Bulls with D Rose, I think. Or was it the KD? I know Philly got it. Every time they got it, it was off the strength of being the worst team.
Word.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, they got it every time. Like, they've had the number 1 pick.
It's percentages, man. It's probability.
The last 10 years, they've had it like 8 times.
It's probability, man. It's probability.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man. But yo, Carlito, appreciate you, man. We'll check
Word.
the next live
no
joint,
problem, man. Definitely
Word.
Checking in.
Yes, sir.
And I see you, Akimbo What is his name? Okemo Middle Fingers. Okemo Middle Fingers says Jeff was a fiery as a player, and he was a tough cat. He definitely was, man. He rode with that '90s Utah bully ball squad over there with the mailman, and he wasn't taking no stuff back then. So yeah, he's tough. And even Melo was telling you when he was here, like, oh yeah, Jeff seems nice, but then he won't bark on you. That's for sure.
Facts. Yo. I think Carlito called back. Yo, Carlito, you gotta call back next show, man. $dollars, man. But yo, man, we gonna wrap it. Next show will be May 15th, the lottery show, post-game show. Once we get the pick, we're gonna come back live, talk about it, see where we end up, see who we want to pick up, get your thoughts on who we want to pick up. So make sure y'all tune in. That's gonna be the next live stream, man, May 15th after the lottery. So it should be around 9 p.m. Eastern, but we'll send some more notifications out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So stay tuned. Make sure y'all following us on those channels, and we'll get you some more information on that. Yo, cool. Jay Ellis, man, what you want to say for the wrap up, man?
That's a wrap. Follow me on all my social medias. The Nick of Time Show on Instagram, the KLT Show on Twitter, and also check out my SoundCloud, the podcast on my SoundCloud, the Nick of Time Show on SoundCloud. So it's SoundCloud.com/the Nick of Time Show. Talking shit with my friends is mad funny. Jokes OD all the damn time.
Man, that's it. And yours truly, KnicksFanTV, all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, KnicksFanTV. Make sure y'all keeping up with us on social media. Make sure y'all subscribing to the channels. Yo, it was a good season, man. It was a good season. Me and my man Jay Ellis just started doing the live streams fairly recently. So we appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate y'all coming through. Next year is going to be even bigger. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more collaborations together. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, man, appreciate everybody coming through. Justin Alba, Carlito, Akimbo Middle Fingers, Ace Bezel, Yaron. Who else was in there? True Story, appreciate it. French Hefner, appreciate it.
The Culture 13, I see you, even though you didn't comment. I see
Jersey
you.
Shore 74, Noah Cahill, yeah, man, appreciate it. Knowledge Seeker, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for coming through. And yeah, man, that's it. May 15th, lottery show. Check us out, man. Peace.